Hey everybody, thank you for joining me again for another episode of the Tamara Tamu Show where dreams have no filter. So what I want to briefly talk with you about today is again the idea, well not idea, but being creative, okay? Being creative is more than painting pictures. It's more than drawing, it's more than coloring, it's more than, all those things that we think about when we hear art or when we hear, um, creativity. We our mind, I said that backwards. Our mind automatically, when we hear the word creativity or being creative, we automatically go to the arts. But being creative or allowing yourself to be creative is so much more than that. Think of it like this: being creative is about doing things that bring you joy. Okay? Allowing yourself to do those things where time just passes. The time passes. 3 hours could go by. Number one, you don't notice. And number two, it doesn't even, 3 hours can feel like 3 minutes. So think of, excuse me, creativity as whatever you're doing that brings you joy. Because being creative, number one, look at the beginning of the word create. You're creating something. You're creating something from your imagination. You are not being, it's not something that you're forcing yourself to do. Nobody is forcing you to do it. You are doing something because it is bringing you joy. So why wouldn't it be prosperous? Prosperous for you in your mind, prosperous for you in your body, prosperous for you in your bank account. Okay? And not just for you, but for the people that you know and love and care about. So I want you to look at creativity as number one, doing something that brings you joy, because we already know we can go down the line, if you need science to prove it for you, but science has already proven that when you are spending your time and spending your days that where you're doing something that you love and you're passionate about, it affects your mind, which then affects your body. Okay? So that's already been proven. And the effects are positive, I should say that your body and your mind is positively affected when you are spending time doing something that you're passionate about. All right. So think of it like that. So let's say this again. So creativity is about doing things that bring you joy, doing things that you are passionate about, living your life in a way that brings you joy, in a way that's not forced, but in a way that just comes natural for you. All right. Also, look at creativity as a form of self care. Look at creativity as a form of loving yourself. And this is where the act of, excuse me, hold on just a second. I gotta drink some water. All right, so this is where we get into the act of actually creating things, physical things in your life. This is where we get into creating the life that you want. I always talk about your vision. That is really the focus of the show, is living your life according to your vision, period. Not living it in a way that somebody told you had to live, not being a certain way because you read a horoscope that day, but really in your mind being who and what you see in a way that is authentic to your soul. All right, so creativity is a form of self care, it is a form of self love, and it's so important. That concept is so important when it comes to your vision and speaking the thing that you want. We could also call it manifestation. And I kind of hesitate using that word because that word manifestation has been thrown around too much to the point where it's almost trendy, where the meaning of it, to me, the meaning of it is getting stripped down. And we need to really understand what it is. Okay. So I won't get into this video. I'll save that for another time. However, I will tell you though that I just released a new ebook that covers some of these things. And the ebook is, I'll link it at the bottom. So hold on just a second. Let's see. The ebook is, well, you know what? I'll do that. It'll be in the description box. Okay. So the ebook is called Your Cosmic Unleash Beyond Manifestation. All right. So, but going back to creativity. So creativity is self-care. It's self-love. It is, we'll just say manifestation, just to keep things simple in this video. It's very important because when you are focused on following joy, it affects how you feel about yourself. It affects the level of self-worth that you have to even experience the vision that you want. Because it's one thing to have a vision here, but it's another thing to say, I deserve that. All right, the two go hand in hand. So if you have had this vision and you understand the power of your words, and you understand that you do create your lifestyle, you do create how you feel, then you know that the two go hand in hand. You know that when you can allow yourself, because first of all, to even have a vision, that right there, you have allowed yourself to be creative. You've allowed yourself to say, well, this is what I want. But now, here we are over here asking, okay, well, do I deserve that? And that is why just allowing yourself to do the things that you enjoy, you're putting it into your subconscious. Yes, I do deserve my vision. I'm feeling this joy. I'm feeling this passion about my life. I deserve the things that I want, the things that I want to experience. Because there's plenty of people. I mean, we see them, we pass by them, we walk past them, we see them at the store, we drive past them every single day. We see a lot of people who have a vision, but don't feel like they deserve it for whatever reason. The reasons they could go on and on and on. They don't feel like they deserve it because they first haven't gifted themselves self-care, self-love to even be creative, to even do something different. And I mentioned this in my video. I think it's the one before this, or maybe 2 videos before this, where the title is Creativity is Key, where I say that, being creative is just allowing yourself to try something new. Being creative is just, or not just, but being creative could be as simple as going to a new restaurant. Being creative could be, if maybe, let me take this simple example. Maybe you truly don't know how to be creative, which is not a thing, because it is that's our natural being to create, to do new things. But even if you're watching this and you're saying, well, I really don't know how to be creative. If you're right-handed and, you're writing with your right hand, you eat, you pick up your fork with your right hand. If you just say, you know what, today I'm using my left hand, I'm just going to write my name with my left hand. Today I'm going to try and use my fork with my left hand. It can be just as, I know that's a silly example, but it can be just as silly as that, just to get you to start, just to open up your mind. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Remember, creativity, allowing yourself to be creative, allowing yourself to try new things, and just to immerse yourself in the things that bring you joy. Not worrying about what it looks like to other people. What brings you joy and what may be creative for you is working on cars. If that's your thing, then do it. That creativity is following joy. It is an act of self-love and self-care, and it does positively affect your self-worth when you are speaking your desire into this physical plane, into existence. Okay, so remember that. Until next time, cheers.